Hey everybody, Jack Boyles with Steam Engines USA, and hope you're having a great day. Today I've got a little bit of a different topic to talk about, and it's home insurance. So I received a call. We have State Farm here in North Carolina, and my insurance agent is wonderful. I've had a long history with them. As an agent, exceptional. Unfortunately, I received a call today from my agent informing me that our homeowners insurance on our property has gone up $1,100 a year, which prompted me on a search today to try to find a similar, comparable home insurance with a either equal or lower cost premium. So basically, our home is about a $400,000 home. It's the home that we're in now. The insurance company that I was speaking with, State Farm, called me up and said, hey, unfortunately, you're going to have a significant increase from your $1,700 annual premium for coverage on this home. It's going up to $2,800. So that is an $1,100 jump annually for the same exact coverage. Now, we live in central North Carolina, and maybe this is due to all the hurricane damage. I do not know. The insurance agent couldn't really provide that for me or tell me, why the premium's going up, but that it's jumping considerable, $1,700 all the way up to $2,800 a year, which is almost $300 a month, right? So I went online, inquired, did some random searches, contacted a few insurance companies, and then I also got a an online quote with Liberty Mutual. I did not choose them. Their quote was $2,800 or $2,700 for a similar coverage. However, the interesting thing that I ran across, and this is kind of what I'm sharing with you, and I'm going to actually share where I ended up getting insurance, which was actually a very good premium, similar coverage for about $1,900. So it's going to go up $200, but that's a lot better than $1,100. So when I was reached out to Liberty Mutual and these other companies, they run a replacement cost price algorithm on our home, recreating this home, rebuilding this home, and replacement cost coverage is what you want. However, they determined that the replacement cost to build this house that we live in now was $664,000. I can go buy this same house for $400,000. So there's no way on God's green earth it's going to cost $664,000 Liberty Mutual and all these other companies that I talk to. They use the same quote tools to give you this price. And so I went online with them and other companies, and I'm not knocking Liberty Mutual. I'm just sharing the experience because we have insurance through a lot of different carriers, from car, home, umbrella policies, life insurance. We have a lot of insurance, and I don't use the same company. I do get estimates every year. I will switch. I love my agents, and you guys are great. But if I can get a better price, I'm gonna go with a better price. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is, especially when there's $1,100 difference. So talking with them, I discovered they cannot edit the replacement cost calculation that their computer software generates. So specifically, and this was the other companies, but specifically with Liberty Mutual, when they entered in, this house is technically 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bath. It's split level, so it's 3,350 square feet. It's a pretty large home. All other requirements, the age, roof, heat and air systems, plumbing, all these things that they plug in, right? So when they run their little matrix on their computer software, it says that to replace this home is $664,000, and that stops there. And so I called them, I gave them my quote number, and I said, hey, I don't need $664,000 worth of coverage. That's almost $3,000 a year in premiums. And essentially was told, sorry, that's we can't reduce it. The system won't allow us to lower it. And I asked them, I said, hey, well, what about underwriting, manual underwriting? I'm thinking, hey, this is a huge national known company, and the other companies, you should be able to just underwrite it and give me the insurance that I need. So I don't need $664,000 worth of coverage. I'm only getting coverage because it's required by a mortgage company, right? And we don't owe that much on this house, so I'm just wanting to be insured in case of a total loss. That's it. So $400,000 is sufficient. And they couldn't help me out. They just said, sorry. And I said, basically, I had a conversation, very polite. I wasn't rude or nothing at all, never. But I was very inquisitive, and I was asking them questions. And I was like, it's just struck me. I'm like, so you cannot lower it from $664,000 to $400,000 and let me pay and buy the coverage that I'm asking for, which is plenty to cover the requirements of the mortgage company. And they were like, nope, they cannot edit it. So I called around. Guess what? A lot of these insurance companies, I don't know if they are using the same software or maybe it's just the same algorithms. I'm not sure, but same story. They can't reduce it because the software tells them that the cost to replace the dwelling is X dollars, and therefore you have to purchase X amount of dollars, in this case, $664,000. So I am a man of principle, right? No, I'm not going to just say yes. That's a lot of money. That's almost a third more coverage than I need. So at a $3,000 premium, I'm thinking a third of that is $1,000. So in my math and my common sense and rationale thought, I'm thinking, well, if I really only need $400,000, then my premium should be around $2,000, right? Okay. So made calls. I was getting nowhere. And I remember I like Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey, you're awesome. If you watch it in your cast and your whole show, Ramsey Solutions, awesome people. And Zander Insurance. We have gotten life insurance through them, but they are a search engine, essentially. You can buy insurance from Zander, but what Zander offers is they price match, I don't know how many companies, many companies. And then in the process, you tell them what you need, what you're looking for. And this is online. You go to Zander Insurance and punch in this case, home insurance, and it will, once you enter your data, it goes through and seeks the best price, and it gives you the top results. In this case, I had two companies that offered the same exact insurance I had for around $2,000. So I called the cheapest one, and I got into a conversation with the gentleman. Super nice. As soon as I called, I guess it's linked through your phone number, so he actually knew who I was. He had all of my data right there, all my information about my home. Looked it up. I told him what was going on, that my insurance was going up from $1,700 to $2,800. I didn't agree with paying that, and I found out that they're now requiring me to carry higher replacement cost coverage than I really need. And I am a huge supporter of replacement cost insurance. But in this case, this house does not cost $664,000 to build. It just doesn't. All I need is $400,000. So, and that's about, I think we did the numbers, and it was replacement cost on this house around $425,000. That's what it really is. So, I spoke with the gentleman there at the and the insurance company, and we had a conversation for about 30 minutes, and I shared my concerns, and he agreed. He's like, hey, I understand exactly where you're coming from. Let me see what I can do to help you out. He went through and was able to, I call it manual underwriting, but basically he was able to provide the insurance legally, one, which I need to be legal with my mortgage company, because if you have a mortgage on a property, you're required to cover insurance to replace their loss, and extra insurance if you want to replace your loss. So it's a risk assessment. If you can't self-insure, then you carry the amount of insurance that you are required or would need in case you had a total loss of your home. And so in this situation, I don't need $664,000, and the chances of me having a total loss on a house is extremely low. I mean, I've been a firefighter in my career. I've been in law enforcement. I've been in a lot of first responder jobs in my lifetime, and the number of houses and properties that are total loss is extremely low. Roofs blow off, fires happen, things break, structures fall, etc. It is hardly ever a total loss situation. I mean, sometimes you're talking maybe 25% of the value of the property, total value. And at the end of the day, if this whole entire house was destroyed, completely wiped off the map, I could rebuild it, for $400,000 easy. Don't need no $664,000 and paying it $300 plus a month premium, when in reality, I can get the coverage I need for about, I don't know, less than $200 a month, 170, 80. So anyway, long story short, he was able to give me the insurance to cover this dwelling. My premium is $1,900 and some like $30. The roof on this house is like 20 years. So I found out if I go ahead and put a roof on this house, and I'm a do-it-yourselfer kind of guy, I'm a DIY. I try to be very professional. I don't like to take any shortcuts. I like to do things myself so that I know that they're done right. If anything, a lot of times I go above and beyond to make sure that something is done the one time and the last time. So I got quotes to put a roof on this house, and they were around $10,000, $12,000. It's $4,000 worth of materials at most. And that's at like your Home Depot and your Lowe's, right? And labor. So yes, installing a roof is very labor intensive. But anyway, I talked to the guy and I said, hey, I will probably just put the roof on myself. If I put a brand new roof on this house, what happens to that algorithm? And he said, oh man, your insurance rate actually drops dramatically. So apparently what I'm learning is if you have a house with an older roof, you can replace the roof and then get your insurance or quote your insurance, and you will get a much lower rate. Partly because apparently in today's world and the climate, people, you have a hailstorm. People are coming and, hey, I need a new roof, $12,000, $15,000 for a new roof. And insurance companies are eating these costs. So they're going to pass them along to you and try to pass them along to me. The moral to that story is don't just take advantage of insurance companies, but actually use them for the value they provide. And that is the risk assessment of what you really need in case of a total loss or serious loss of your on your residence, to make you sufficient or whole, right? So great conversation I had with this agent. Unfortunately now I'm gonna have to call my agent that I've had and worked with a very long time and let them know that I'm gonna have to cancel my State Farm policy. But next year I will also be checking my rates, and maybe rates will come down and you can get me back down to the $1,700 rate or lower, and I'll be a customer again, man. But yeah, I was very surprised by this information today, and I thought it was worthy to share. So if you're still watching this video and you're listening to this, thanks for watching. On this I guess this YouTube site, I like to share lots of interesting things, personal things, things that I have interest in, finance. I'm big on a lot of finance and helping people and transparency. But this right here, making a few calls this afternoon instead of just saying, oh, okay, well, yeah, I'm going, $664,000 worth of coverage. Okay, sure. Sign me up. $300 a month tacked on to the existing mortgage. No, no. People, I think I'm a very strong supporter of people doing the right thing, not being taken advantage of, and not being forced or made to do or buy something that you don't need. So for me, that's kind of a pet peeve. That is the principle of it. I'm a very principle driven person. So I said, no, I'm not doing that. Made some calls, got lots of quotes, and then ended up through Zander Insurance, went online, filled out their information. They connected me with 2 companies right out the bat that were $2,000 or less for the same coverage. So after speaking with them one-on-one, explaining what my needs were, I went, since I have a little bit older roof, I went with a higher premium, which is basically my cost of materials to replace this roof, and it lowered it down. I found out if I put a new roof on this house, and when you punch in your data and you can put my roof on my house is brand new, or my roof on my house is 1 year old, your insurance rates will drop dramatically. So that's the takeaway. You may shop around. You can do like I did, go on Zander Insurance. It's on Google, just do a Google search. It'll give you a link, and you can do some price matching. So car insurance, this is the same way. I've shopped around from State Farm to Nationwide to Liberty Mutual to Progressive. I think Allstate. I've had a lot of insurance companies over the years. Some were better than others, but literally I switched all of my car insurance about 9 months ago. So they're coming up for renewal, and I'll be looking up those again and seeing what coverages I need. But folks, it pays to shop around. It pays to ask questions. It pays to take that time. I had about a 30-minute conversation today. I spent about an hour this afternoon entering data, making some calls. But at the end of the day, I'm not paying $28 plus $100 for coverage on my home. It's going to be, I don't know what the numbers are. You can do the math, but it's $1,900 a year instead of $2,700, and not $2,895 or whatever that was. So now I will say, just at the end of this video, I am going to call my agent back up and say, hey, this is the deal. Can you match it? I ain't got nothing to lose. They ain't got nothing to lose. And if they can match this rate that I just got, and I bought the policy, like the policy's bought, it activates on the 1st. If they can match it, then I will stick with them for the next year. And we have 4 other houses, 4 other properties that we have insurance on and carry insurance on. So it all adds up. Every little bit of money you save goes a long way. So yeah. So from High Point, North Carolina, thanks for watching this insurance update. Thoughts and prayers are with all the folks that were affected by this hurricane in Western North Carolina. We were just up in Boone this weekend. We got our Christmas tree right there. Yay, check it out. It's beautiful. Go west, folks. Go spend some money. We went to Boone, Blowing Rock. We do that every year. We've been doing it for 20 years. We stay up there. This year we did an Airbnb through Verbo. We actually did a Verbo. Stayed in a really nice house with family and friends, and spent money in town, General Mass stores, the art district, food, restaurants, Daniel Boone Inn. Place is awesome. So we left some money there in Western North Carolina. We've donated money So do that. Those folks are hurting. Those folks need help, but they need people to come. So our family went. We enjoyed it. We talked to lots of folks. We had a good weekend. And yeah, it was definitely off. It was a lot less people there than we are accustomed to, because we go every year about the same time every year. There was a homecoming game at App State. The numbers look pretty low this year, so go spend some money out west, Western North Carolina, and then support our community, support North Carolina. So anyway, thank you guys. Have a great day. Love y'all. Take care. God bless. From High Point, North Carolina, Steam Engines USA.